Clairvoyance is a practical tool, and I don't want anyone feeling as though they don't have access to it. We all have access to inner sight and inner vision, and this is what this video is going to be focusing on. Clairvoyance, it's an exciting thing, and a lot of people want to dive into it. Welcome to the Connection Hub. My name is Vanessa, and I am here to connect you with your highest good, your highest self, and your highest source. In this video, I want to talk about clairvoyance, yes, but I also want to share a couple of disclaimers, because when it comes to opening ourselves up to our intuition, we want to make sure we're doing this in easeful ways that feel good to our system. A picture is worth 1,000 words. So although clairvoyance can be an extremely helpful tool, we want to make sure that we're seeing these visions and we're using our clairvoyant ability in conjunction with other aspects of who we are. How is the vision making me feel? What do I know about that vision? What kind of things can I hear when I see something like this in my mind's eye? When we're able to combine our vision with a feeling or a sound or a scent or a knowing, it really does clarify the picture that we're getting. The onset of headaches or feeling mentally drained. When this happens, you can do a very quick and seamless exercise, and that is just imagining the third eye space as being a dial, dialing it back and envisioning this third eye space just becoming smaller in size. You can also imagine curtains closing to a window, allowing you to function fully and as much as you can throughout the day. It's uncomfortable to have headaches. It's uncomfortable to feel this tension. Cleanse your aura. Your aura is an energetic mass that surrounds you that holds all of this information. When we cleanse our aura, it really allows for a clearer connection between us, our intuition, and that connection that we have with source. When the aura is muffled or maybe holding on to a bunch of energy that doesn't belong to us, it could be really difficult to get clear answers. You can cleanse your aura in so many different ways. Journaling, energetic healing, go outside and walk out in nature. Soak in salt baths, Archangel Metatron, sage, rosemary tea, crystals, sun gazing. This is a really fun tip, which my youngest brother actually brought to my attention. He's there, Vanessa, I've started to sun gaze and it's really awesome. And he was explaining his experience with me and I was like, that's pretty cool. But it also does a fantastic job at cleansing and purifying the entire chakra system. If you do any sun gazing and you notice any specific colors showing up in your mind's eye, this is an indicator that those are the chakras that are getting a cleansing and clearing at that time. There's something about not only sun gazing, but also moon gazing. It's not only going to clarify and open up your third eye, but you're really going to be able to tap into your intuition more clearly. This is because the light of the moon fully illuminates everything that we see. We might feel more sensitive, we might receive more visions, we might notice our dreams more clearly. So really paying attention to the moon and her cycle, and also taking a moment to just gaze at her. And then during the day, also gaze at the sun, the more masculine energy, the more linear energy. Our moon is feminine, intuitive energy, and our sun is masculine, linear energy. So doing both and gazing at both will be very helpful for not only clarifying this space, but keeping everything that we are in balance. Archangel Raziel. Archangel Raziel is the keeper of secrets, and I'll work with Archangel Raziel in meditation, but more often than not, right before I go to sleep. Because when I sleep, I'm not interrupting the process of the information I need to receive to help me in my waking life. So I will typically call in Archangel Raziel, and I'll maybe put my 2 fingers on my third eye and just thank him for cleansing my mind, cleansing my third eye center, center and delivering to me clear inner sight while I sleep. In general, I work with Archangel Raziel with my higher chakras. Limit processed foods. In my experience, processed foods can really set a damper on my inner vision and the clarity that I have in general with my intuition. When I eat clean, unprocessed foods that are healthy and nutritious and full of vitamins, there is a very noticeable difference in my intuition. What's interesting is when I first started to develop my intuition, I had a major pull towards a vegan lifestyle. I wanted nothing but fruits and vegetables, grains and nuts. And I know that this is because it was very purifying for my auric field and my inner sight and the rest of my intuitive abilities. What happens with our physical body also has a major influence on what happens with our emotional self, our mental self, and our spiritual self. In fact, I talked about how important paying attention to the physical self is for our intuition in a separate video, how exercise strengthens intuition. Make art. Making art in any way can be really, really fun and really, really great for enhancing clairvoyance. You could paint, you can color, you can make vision boards. There's an exercise for clairvoyance. Creating vision boards can be done in one or two ways. You can cut things out of magazines to create this really tactile experience for yourself. Or you can log into something like Canva and really get creative and pull a bunch of images that they have in their stock folders. However you decide to create your vision board in this making art project, be present with yourself and ask, what do I want to call in? What do I want to manifest? And without second guessing whatever it is that comes to mind, just allow for your imagination to go wild and stick it on your vision board. Recognize how these thoughts and how these ideas are speaking to you through your clairvoyant perception. When we engage our imagination, we're really opening up the third eye and we're really allowing for our inner sight to put us in a direction of what we most desire. This is where the law of attraction and manifestation can really come into play. If you sit in meditation and you envision to yourself what it is you truly desire, you can then start engaging feelings and thoughts and everything else that can support this inner vision. Don't hold yourself back when you're in the process of making art. Really tune into your feelings, and in this case, really engage with your imagination and what your inner vision wants to bring you and show you, because this is all connected to the third eye space and your clairvoyance. Distance yourself from electronics. As often as possible, distance yourself from your cell phone, from your computer, from the microwave, from anything that emits electronic waves. Okay, something that's coming to mind that might seem controversial, but could be very important to pay attention to. I would even urge you to go into your phone settings and remove the 5G option if you're connected to 5G. 5G is such a strong force that I have actually felt like vibrating in my hand. Like it leaves behind an energetic imprint and it doesn't feel good. I've received headaches. I've received this sick feeling in my body. What's interesting is other people that I've spoken to about this have had similar experiences and even more extreme. A woman actually stopped me on the street and she said to me, she goes, you know, it's so weird. And I've been getting these feelings and these urges in my body that I haven't experienced in decades. She was older. She goes, and you know what? They just put a 5G tower a few blocks away, and she's pointing towards the site of where this 5G tower is. And she looked at me dead in the eye and she goes, stay away from 5G. And I took this conversation as a way for me to just kind of be aware of what was happening out in the world and where electronics were going, and to be in tune with my own experience with what was happening to me with my cell phone. And you know, at night, when it's really quiet and your senses are more heightened, heightened because there's less action going on. This one night I was holding my cell phone and I remember putting it down on my nightstand, and my hand was, I don't even know how to describe it, but it was like these vibrational waves were moving off of it, but not in a good way. Like, it did not feel good. And then I flashed back and had a vision of the conversation I had with the woman who was talking to me about staying away from 5G towers. And I thought, well, I think you're onto something. Final thoughts. You know, in that short amount of time, we have really covered a lot of bases in this video. And I'm really quite excited about that. I'm sure you're going to gravitate towards some practices, maybe a little bit more than others. But do yourself a favor and test the water with just about anything I mentioned. You'll never know what is working unless you try it. Don't forget, although clairvoyance is an incredible tool that you can open yourself up to, remember that when it comes to your inner vision, it's so important to tune into the other joining messages coming along with that. Do what you can to create a healthy mind, because what happens in the mind will really allow us to understand what's happening within our intuition. Use this power that you have. Engage in your curiosity, engage with your imagination, engage with your inner vision, and dream up a dream that is so big and so fantastic, because what you see is yours for the taking. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, get lost in joy, imagine great big beautiful dreams, and remember, you are always connected.